PGA Tour members, today is a momentous day for your organization and the game of golf as a whole. The PGA Tour, your tour, is leading the formation. Fuck, this is written small. Of a new commercial entity to unify golf. One that sees the end of the disruption and distraction that has divided the men's professional game for the better part of 3 years. Through a framework agreement, the Public Investment Fund, PIF, is contributing its golf-related commercial businesses and rights, including LIV Golf, along with a significant financial investment, money, toward minority equity ownership of a new collectively held for-profit LLC. This new entity, named TBD, will also include the PGA Tour's commercial businesses and rights, as well as those of the DP World Tour. PGA Tour Inc. will remain in place as a 501c6 tax-exempt organization and retains administrative oversight of the PGA Tour, including the sanctioning of events, the administration of the competition and rules, as well as all other inside-the-ropes responsibilities. I remain commissioner of the PGA Tour, and Ed as PGA Tour Policy Board Chairman. PIF's governor, Yasir Al-Rumayyan, will join the PGA Tour Policy Board. Sounds like a great guy. Upon execution, that's a strong choice of words. Upon execution of a definitive agreement, the board of directors, which will oversee and direct all the new entities' golf-related commercial operations, businesses, and investments, will include Al-Rumayyan as the chairman and me as chief executive officer, meaning Jay Monahan. The two of us will also be a part of the new entity's executive committee, along with Ed Hurley and the PGA Tour Policy Board member Jimmy Dunning. The PGA Tour will appoint a majority of the board and hold a majority voting interest in the combined entity. Holy shit. Furthermore,
what?
Today's announcement brings about an end to all pending litigation, and they'll conduct comprehensive evaluation of LIV Golf and determine how best to integrate team golf into the professional game. So the PGA Tour schedules and the LIV schedules will stay the same in 2023, and then next year they're going to work it all out. And then there's a bunch of other jargon here, yada, 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 yada. Then he says he'll be on site at the RBC today, which was today. Wonder how that went. And we can tell you a little later how that went. Very poorly. Brendan, your initial thoughts here on this.
Dude, first of all, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's a players run league, the PGA, right? These students had no fucking clue. They found out when we did.
No idea. Not even a little bit of clue. Zero clue. Shocked and confused. Disgusted. They didn't tell us anything. Dan Rappaport reports from PGA Tour players. There's like 70 quotes here that I can't read because I don't know how to read. But if I could
don't ring good.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, this is insane. That the fact that they didn't know at all, even Rory, who's on the policy board, didn't know.
Dude, he was like
the most outspoken advocate for this.
Yeah, he was like ushered to be the face of the PGA, going up against LIV, and he's just fucking stabbed in the back, basically, man. No, don't take $300 million. Don't take that. Stay here, be loyal. Oh, by the way, we're gonna merge with LIV today. It's already happening.
On that note, guys, welcome to Good Lies Golf. Another episode, the episode of the year, probably, because holy shoot, this news is crazy.
It's big time.
It's big time. I mean, we're talking about the PGA Tour and LIV Golf merger as of today, Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. Greg Norman didn't even know. He's not even going to be a part of it, apparently.
The shock.
I mean, this is just insane. The whole thing. The players didn't know. Welcome to another episode, and we're about to deep dive into this and get you guys going on a nice week of.
It's gonna be so wet.
Oh yeah, just wet. Enjoy it. So B,
dude, yeah.
All right, let me just read this. Let me just read the numbers here. Some of the LIV offers.
Read enough.
Let me just read some of the offers that were turned down. Tiger, $800 million. Hideki, $400 million. John Rahm, $300 million. Willie Z, $130 million. Sam Burns, $100 million. I don't know about you, but those 5 guys are some of the most exciting in the game of golf. And how do you face that as them? How do you wake up and face that?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm hoping. Obviously, it's early on. You know, we'll find out what additional information comes out. Maybe maybe PGA has something to. It's not going to be money like that in any way.
A free complimentary breakfast buffet.
Yeah. We'll give you some, Biscoff cookies and some peanuts.
Delta Airlines cookie.
Yeah, but dude, it's not going to be anything like that, obviously. But I hope, for the good of the game, we're talking about good of the game. I hope for the good of the game, like they've thought this through further than they did with the execution of letting the players know or, in on what's happening. Because otherwise, man, like these dudes, how big they are, the faces of the game, like you're saying, have them pissed off now at you after they stood up for you. Ooh.
What do you, that's like, this podcast is almost like I want to be speechless because I'm so shocked, but we have a podcast. We have to talk to you guys. We have to tell you what's going on. But like, it's insane. I mean, you got to think.
We knew down the line, or we expected down the line.
Down the line,
but not
we all knew.
Taking place like this, dude.
Yes. We didn't know it was going to overnight Batman through the shadows with some crazy shit. No one knew about it. Rory didn't even know about it. Even the biggest names didn't know about it. And
dude, this is like 5 to 7 people probably. Like,
that's what they said. They
lawyers.
said it's about 5 people.
I mean?
Or so what? And you know what that means? That means 3 Saudi investment guys and like 2 dudes from PGA Tour. Like, basically, that's probably what happened. And
fucking power moves. I mean,
clearly power moves were happening behind closed door. I don't know what the hell was offered. John Daly's soul or something. I don't know what was on the market, but wow. I mean, you're talking, this is going to be trillions of dollars pass by over the course of 10 years. Like this is an insane amount of money. This is an insane merger. And listen, I'm not like saying, whatever. It needed to happen at some point. And what are we going to do? Keep fighting amongst the splinters of whatever it is. There was going to be an impasse at some point, but I just didn't think it would come this quick, this immediate. And I think, what the funny part is, Brendan? Maybe they were waiting for Brooksy to win that first major so some LIV guy could solidify it.
I don't know that they were waiting. I think that's what scared them into this, dude. They were probably like, well, fuck, dude. We thought all these guys were past their prime. Here they are. They competed in the first Masters of the season. At the Masters, Brooksy almost won. You had 3 guys in the top 5 or something like that from LIV. And then here they are. Brooks wins the PGA Championship, and they're like, shit. They got fucking the hot snakes down their legs because, damn, like this dude from LIV just showed us up.
And now you got Cam Smith, arguably the hottest golfer in the world in terms of like personality, and people love him, and he's like this big thing. They have him. They have all these guys.
Now.
It's relevant. It needed to be pushed, and that's when we knew there was bargaining chips. Once Cam moved over, we talked about that. That once Cam moved over, that was like the bargaining chip that LIV needed to push it all over the edge, because he really was the X factor in making that happen. I think because his presence, he was like literally the next young generation of the game to fight for that.
He was hot, dude. He
hot,
was
exciting,
he was Hansel.
fun.
Hansel's so hot,
funny.
Right now.
Yeah, very Hansel, but. Just, Cam and doing that, and then just seeing this, watching all the reactions of all the golfers that turn that money down. But we're not even talking about money purpose.
Willie Z, dude.
What about, Will Z, you poor SOB. I feel so bad for Will Zalatoris. They should
Really?
let him do a 50-foot putt, and if he makes that putt, he'll get the
He's got a
130
better
million.
percentage. He's got a better percentage there. The
But
more unlikely one would be like the 4-footer.
so
Oh
that's
man.
no, but you can't. That's mean. You can't do
Yeah,
that.
it's
I'm
mean.
trying
That's
to give
mean. You
him some
can't do
middle
that
ground.
to a
I mean, you
pro
you
for
had to give
sure.
him some thing, but
I got you.
this is what I'm curious for, Brendan. Not the guys that said no to the money, but said no on principle terms, like a Billy Ho, for example. Who,
Well,
what?
now they're just a part of it.
Right now they're just forcefully a part of it. Like, do those guys? That's where I'm going with this. Is do these big guys? Do they quit? Do they retire? Do they splinter and try to formulate something new, or do they all just bite the bullet and say this is inevitable? It's all sports. It's white. It's brain. It's sports washing. Whatever it is, and
Yeah.
let's move on. Like what is the
Dude, I don't know, man. I can't speak to like guys like Billy Ho, but I mean, I would say he doesn't have the pull that some of these other guys have. But I would say the same question could be posed for any of those guys. Rory, dude, we already said he was the face of all of
I'm
it, and now
sweating
he's
right
just
now,
part of it,
man.
dude.
This is crazy shit.
Doing it against all the greats. I mean, fucking Tiger Woods didn't even have a whiff of it, man. The Tiger was prowling always, and he didn't even have a whiff. Nothing.
And to be
Blindsided.
honest, I don't understand why. Like, and people are talking about like Hideki and Spirit Airlines and making those jokes and stuff, but like Hideki probably flies Spirit because he's fucking gangster humble and doesn't give a shit if he has to fly Delta, or
Yeah,
he's
dude.
probably just like, give me the ticket, I'm fucking off. Like, dude.
He had a run this week too.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I was gonna say, there's like nobody. There's no. I don't believe in that shit. Like Hideki probably did that shit out of straight principle, not because he's broke,
Dude.
trying to save money on Spirit Airlines. There's no way. I don't know.
Hideki was born at the same time and raised by his caddy. It's an amazing story. It really is. I mean, those guys are. Picture that, man.
They're just so. They're both those guys are so humble, dude. I could not imagine him like taking any other. Well, no, I didn't think he'd honestly take a Spirit Airline. That was pretty ridiculous. But that's gangster. Like that's what we want to see as golfers. We want to see that dude go on a Spirit Airlines after the guy's a Masters champion and he's taking Spirit Airlines. Like, he's a legend.
I love it, man.
Like, that's a legendary move, and he gets my ultimate respect forever because of that. So, like, the guy like Phil Mickelson,
Koepka and the Dustin Johnsons
talking
at the
shit.
game.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, you see how focused and zone in that dude was.
man,
He's definitely
dude.
hitting some hockey sticks for sure.
So what do we? So what? Where does it go from here, Brendan? What's the next thing? I mean, first of all, Jay Monahan. Let's talk about him. He's gone. There's no way he's surviving all this. The players are going to rip him a new asshole. There's no way.
Well, I think that's the thing, though. I mean, there's so much more like details that need to come out. It's really early on. There hasn't been released a lot of the plan.
He took a promotion,
but that's what I was about to say, though. Like, that's the thing. I don't even know. The way I read it, it's almost like he and 5 other dudes have control of everything. Like, they are the board of the directors. Like, they are the top of the top.
Sounds very Disney World-ish.
It's like what's the villainous version of the Justice League? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's what it is, dude. It sounds fucking wild, man. It sounds like 5 guys with just unlimited power and money, just creating whatever they want, and they don't give a fuck because they're getting mad dollar bills.
But that's the whole thing. It was morally all about this and that. They were talking about morals. They were talking about this. What? Man. So all that, yeah. So what? So how much boo-hoo they cry with the green tears? Like, what is that? Was that all just an act? I don't understand. That's where I'm trying to like wrap my head around the morality. Like, okay, give it a few years and give up if you're fighting, whatever. Or maybe we got it all wrong, and maybe they went to the litigation and the PGA Tour botched this thing big time, and LIV Golf had him by the balls with all the litigation.
They didn't want it. That could be it.
It could be that they could have nailed them on some legal stuff, like you said.
I know for sure.
We'll find out.
That's a big part of it. I don't think anyone wanted to go through all that shit, but yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see. I feel for all the players in the PGA. I mean, the guys that moved over that made the money, they're like, fuck it, man. Now I get to come back.
Those guys are fucking celebrating
no reason.
right now so hard. Could you imagine the guy that took, who was the fattest contract? It was Brooks, right?
Probably, but even still, like guys like Mickelson. 200 mil or something, whatever.
Yeah, but
Holy
Mickelson has like a
shit, dude.
bajillion dollars in gambling debt, so I don't think he's
Either
the one
way.
that's like balling out.
Yeah, he's
you
got
know?
talk about a guy that's got him got him by the balls, right?
Yeah, I think that's why he's even in the LIV Golf League to begin with. But
For sure.
but I think all jokes aside
he
on
came
Phil,
out. He came out. Yeah, dude.
Happy Pride Month.
No. He
Happy
talked
Pride
about
Month,
his gambling,
PGA.
bro. No, he came out and talked about his gambling problems. But yeah, anyways.
Anyway, yeah. Happy Pride Month, PGA Tour. Congratulations. You just signed with
Support him.
Saudi Arabian
Absolutely.
Golf League. Holy shit. What a bad PR move. During the month of June? Who is the PR guy for the PGA Tour? He's about to have no job.
It's probably Monahan, bro.
Jesus.
It's Jay. He does everything.
I feel for it. Paul Anacone almost called this spot on when he came on our podcast. He was like, it's going to be a shit house. And this is exactly what it is. I can't, like you said, I feel for not only the players that missed out on the money, obviously, I feel for the players that for principle don't want to merge with LIV, because I can understand that as a level-headed person. You don't want to merge. I understand. So
You're
there's
an
both
American.
ways you can look at it. I understand these ways to look at it. But the inevitable part is this damn thing is going to happen whether they want it to or not happen. So are they just going to throw their whole careers in the toilet and say, fuck you out of principle, spite your face? Or are they going to, sign up for this thing and just be pouty about it the whole time? I don't know. And I think it's going to be a weird year. I think it's going to be extraordinarily weird now. Like it's no normalcy anymore. Think about how annoying the press conferences were before the merger. Could you imagine now? Oh my God. These players are not even going to be able to think about playing golf because they're just going to be talking about bullshit every day, all day, every day. This is in their minds. Think about how this is going to affect the game of golf. This shit is going to be in their brains 24/7, like a constant echo chamber news cycle for the next 2-3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. All these golfers are going to be only thinking about the merger and the money and what they missed out on. This is going to destroy the game, like the psyche of the game. I'm not saying permanently. I'm saying temporarily. All these guys are going to be so distracted with all this shit. I mean, I'm not saying whatever, but it's just holy shit, man. They did not think about this. I'm just saying they poor decision. They should have announced it at the end of the year. Like when everything was done. Like what are they thinking? Like
100% there.
Make the deal and do it in silence and then tell it at the end of the year or something. Like I don't know.
The timing's fucking weird. That's for sure. Dude.
Oh
yeah. It's the whole thing is just, I don't know, man. It baffles me. And the thing that sucks even more when I start to think about it is when I first saw the very first alert come out about this, my immediate reaction was like, oh, well, maybe that's why Rory's just not kind of been off his game. Maybe he knew that it was coming. And then to find out that he had no idea, it's like, fuck, dude, what do you expect? Like, how are these guys going to react to this? I mean, it's so early on. They're probably like us.
Let's talk about that.
What the fuck is going on?
So let's talk about that. So just to recap here, in that letter that Jay Monahan sent out this morning to the PGA players on tour, he mentioned in there that he was going to have a players meeting. Well, the players meeting did not go well. Apparently, it was a 90-10 split of negativity to positivity. And the major finger point culprit was Monahan, and that was the stink of the entire meeting. So I couldn't imagine a world where this guy remains in ultimate control, but also is somehow respected by players and can and they have to like go grab a trophy from this guy like he's Roger Goodell. Like they're gonna spit in this guy's face. Like what? Like they can't imagine in a world where they can coexist after this. I mean. And I'm not trying to be negative Nancy, like LIV Golf and PGA can't coexist.
No, but
I'm not saying that. I'm saying initial
business.
salted reaction I would feel being slighted by a guy who just preached something for 2 years and then went completely 360 on his words, and you just cost other golfers hundreds of millions of dollars where we could have set them up for legacy, for life, for generational wealth. And you just ruined entire legacies. Not to say that, we can talk about how fair that is and everything else, whatever. But I'm just saying that's what they just altered. So they just butterfly affected Oh my God, an insane amount. I'm like still having trouble fathoming it in this moment. I'm still
It's
having
wild.
trouble.
It's
I'm blown
wild.
away, man. For real.
I'm interested to see what the hell happens this coming weekend at the RBC Canadian.
There might be fist fights. You might see golfers start to fist fight,
That would
man.
be nuts, dude. If it
You
turned
might
into
see some
Happy
like
Gilmore
baseball
and
dugout clearing shit this weekend where you got like people scrapping.
Oh my God, that would be wild.
I will
Just
say,
a bunch of Canadians.
I will say this.
Just bopping each other around. Oh, sorry. But, like, still,
Oh wait, yeah,
still
it's in
beating
Canada.
the shit
Never
out of
mind.
'em.
They're way too nice. They're all gonna be drunk off maple
Dude,
syrup.
have you ever seen the movie Fubar?
Oh
Have you
yeah,
ever seen that?
yeah.
Oh my
Ridiculous.
God. It's about
Did you
like
watch it on Netflix?
No,
Oh,
no, no,
it's on
no.
Prime. It's on Prime.
No, this is like old school. It was like a documentary, like a mockumentary.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's on Prime.
Two Canadian headbangers. Holy shit. Check that shit out. Hilarious.
But this golf thing, man. So the Canadian going to the Canadian, right? And like him being there and this presence being there. Are there going to be booze? Is there going to be like it's going to be an
It's going to be crazy.
interesting weekend? And to really kind of talk about it, like we were saying,
Let's
kind
talk
of
about it.
Well, we haven't. So let's talk about just in general. No, but in general, it's crazy to think that now these guys are expected to go out there and play this weekend with all this news. Could you imagine hearing all this news about some major corporation you were a part of or something? And then all of a sudden you're expected to tee off. What if these guys just say, we're not teeing off? And all 117 of them are like, we're not teeing off as a collective and we're protesting.
What if they never come back to America?
Where are they from?
What if they stay in Canada?
But oh yeah, because it's in Canada. There you go. But what like would they what would happen? I don't even know if that's a possibility. Like, are these guys just so broke because golfers are broke, so they're just going to want to make money? They have to play.
I think it'd be split, and honestly,
These guys have families, you know. They got mouths to feed. They can't not play. You got to play.
Yeah, I could see them just moving on if guys did sit out. I think they would just like whoever shows up.
Here's some Corn Ferry tickets. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Does anybody else's back hurt?
I don't think they care if that's how they treat their.
It's literally Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore. That's what we're in right now. Anybody else's fingers hurt?
Dude, his cameos, dude, that guy is hysterical, man.
Shout out, I will say this, shout out to our buddies, Country Club Adjacent. They're not actually our friends. I say buddies like we're like friends in real life. We're not.
No.
But shout out to our buddies, Country Club Adjacent, because they're going to be at the forefront of all the LIV PGA talk now, because they were like the first reporters, like goofy golf reporters for LIV, and now they're merged. So those guys are like set up for life now. Good for them. They're going to be crushing it. I can't wait to see them like throwing out crappy interview, like funny ass interviews to like Rory and like
they're probably already making 700 million.
with the LIV, with the LIV. Woo! Shout out to those boys, man, putting in the work. Norman said, we have no intention to try to destroy the PGA Tour. So technically, in a way, he was right. I guess it didn't get destroyed, but we don't know what the aftermath is yet.
Well, that's the one thing, though. I think in what I read, I think Monahan and the PGA like retain overarching like management or control over at least anything PGA related. So like, I guess you would say we don't expect really much to change there. Maybe some added events that are team events or like some kind of concept drawn from LIV, but you would expect everything to kind of carry on. I don't know. Maybe not.
I would expect it to carry on business as usual. And I think these things were more kind of through the wall than we anticipated. Like back in November, Tiger Woods even said, once Greg leaves, we can eventually, have a stay between the two lawsuits.
No one wanted to work with him. Yeah.
So like, it's like
some reason they wanted to work with Monahan, man.
right. Which is obviously the better of two evils, I guess.
Sounds like a snake. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That's so so for us, it's like we're looking at this and we're like, so players kind of new, but not this quick. And to your point, like Greg Norman? They just like, hey man, see you later. You just started this thing and now you're gone forever. I mean, obviously he got a fat check, I'm sure, but
Designed
it's
Elks
not the
Run.
principle. Yeah, he designed Elks Run. He designed one of
Shock.
Brendan and I's favorite golf courses. Yeah. But it's just to see this and to see it all happen in this way, and now to see that there's going to be even more lawsuits because of this, because you got to think all those players that turn down the money are going to start suing. There's going to be countersuits. But to tie it all home to like going on the course and seeing out there with people and the fans and dealing with all that, you're talking about a whole nother world. But you said it's going to function as normal. But I don't think
We think. I don't know.
I don't think in the press world it's going to function normal. It's gone now.
Oh,
The next
it's
year
gonna
it's going to be a
another
nightmare.
shit
It's
show.
going to be like
It's gonna
American
get old.
politics. It's going to be disgusting for the next year.
God, remember when we just turned on Tiger, and waited for those scandals? But no, I love
But
Tiger.
but at least it was just one guy like getting hit with an SUV. It wasn't like an entire golf league
Right.
getting transformed.
Just being blown up. Yeah.
World-breaking golf news back then was like, oh, Tiger took too many pills and drove or something. Like that was big news.
I mean, yeah.
It's
the
like,
guy was just living.
so it's like, okay, that's great news, but like this is news. This is the biggest news that's been on the PGA Tour since it's probably.
I mean, it transforms the sport as we know it in a way. So
now, do you wonder if they integrate Tiger's pop shot golf thing into this too?
I hope not,
why
dude.
not? Throw it in.
I would love to see that. Maybe that becomes like a friggin' player run type shit. That would be kind of cool if like somehow that evolves or
Put it this
whatever.
way. Tiger has the power, right?
Oh,
Tiger Woods.
I'm excited for it.
Has the power, quite literally, to do anything he feels like. So if he decided to wake up tomorrow morning and say, hey, fuck Jay Monahan, fuck LIV Golf, I'm going to start the Tiger Woods Golf League, and it's separate from everybody, you'd have players signing up for that shit. It would get hot. It would get big. Like, now that somebody has taken, think about what Greg Norman just did. He just took a model that worked and proved it. Yes, with a filthy amount of money from a very dirty source, sure, but it works. The model works. If you find a big enough wallet, you can create an alternate sports league to your professional associated league, and
you can create your own universe.
You can create. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Like he just broke the mold. Now, if Tiger wants to go out and start Tiger Woods Golf League and take the splinter from PGA that doesn't want to play for Saudi people or whatever it is, or Saudi PIF money, they can join Tiger's thing. And I'm speaking crazy shit. We don't know any of this. Tiger might be a fan of the merger, but all I'm saying is that like now the mold has been set, and if a big enough name and influence comes in, they can start their own shit. They can do their own thing. So now is that going to open the floodgates for like new opportunities and things without the PGA?
Within or without.
Exactly.
It could be either or. We don't know.
We don't know. We actually don't know anything. We're not official reporters. We are not intelligent. We're just two guys that read a bunch of stuff and news, and we regurgitate it.
We just like pickleball. Okay, so that's why we talk about it.
Yes. We're both not. But speaking of some golf, aside from all this LIV PGA,
we want to break away for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll break away. We need to talk about.
We know it's hot.
And Brendan's.
Let's calm down.
Brendan's recap, because Brendan went to the Memorial this past weekend, and
it's true.
He got to see Jack's house in all glory, and saw some incredible shots. You got to see his posts. Fantastic. My favorite, though, was the KJ Choi respect post. That will forever live in my brain, and I will save that post forever. KJ Choi showing the young men how it's done at 50 years old.
He still had a victory, for sure.
Can you tell me why the man golfs in 4 tournaments a year? He's gangster. He does what he wants. He's 53. Dude. He's like, I'm just going to get out there. Champions League? Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go out there with the young guys and shoot 12 over, and I'm still going to go. And I'm still going to
pretty convinced that he doesn't even know that he's playing in them. Like, he's just walking, and when he crosses paths with a golf course, he just plays it, Like, that's his life. He's just
randomly stopping in at the right times.
Yeah, it's just
Happened to be in
stumbling
town
through
that
them.
weekend.
Huh. Huh. Oh, a ball. Just hits it, you know. If he finds a ball, it just goes.
Fucking KJ, man, what a
He's
ledge back in
awesome.
the
No,
day.
he's
So
the
I just
man.
loved seeing that. I love seeing him out there with the young guys and nailing shots.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't post a good score. He didn't win the tournament like I
Hey, the
predicted.
one hole that I saw him play, he was fantastic.
Fantastic. Made Brendan's whole day.
Birdie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nasty. Uh
What's the
no,
experience
man,
like, though?
I mean that was my second time. Yeah, it's my second time going there, and I hope I'm lucky enough to keep making it there for, you know, years to come, because it's fucking awesome. Um the venue is just absolutely beautiful. You have to be ready to walk though. I mean, it's pretty fucking hilly. There's a lot of elevation changes. So if you're trying to navigate around the course and like see as much as you can, you got to be ready to walk for sure. But it's beautiful. My dad and I, man, we went
The
and
gamer.
we got there. Yeah, the gamer, dude. We kind of made it into like a somewhat of a weekend, quote unquote. So like Thursday night, I went out to the Oasis with him, hit some balls at the range, and then we played the back nine there.
Yeah, which is
And
the pretty part, you said. It's like the gorgeous.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And man, first of all, that's just an awesome course that he belongs to. So that was fun. We did Twilight, and that course always just lights up if it's a nice evening. You know, the sunsets are just awesome. So we made a nice evening of that.
Yeah,
We
keep bragging
kissed.
about a public,
We kissed.
private
Yeah,
course, Brendan, that no one
yeah.
can play. Keep bragging about it.
No,
Sure.
no, I just wanted, yeah, we just, yeah, we love it. Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. Um, and then the next morning, you know, he picked me up at like 6 a.m. and then we drove up to the Columbus, Dublin area and went to the memorial. And
Father
dude,
son
it was
Jack moment.
fucking sick. On the way there, we went to the Mickey D's. Last time I had gone there was when he and I went to the President's Cup last year, and we did the same thing. Got up early and hit some Mickey D's. I got the steak, egg, and cheese on a McGriddle. Add some bacon on that, and it was fucking unbelievable. I'm telling you, you got to try it next time you're at a McDonald's in the morning.
Um,
Uh,
that's a Brendan suggestion. I do not recommend
100%,
that. Stay the fuck
100%.
away from that. But
Nah,
Brendan
I'm
recommends
telling you, I'm telling you, it's fucking delicious. But dude, we had some directions to go to a specific kind of area or part of the road near the course to park, and I just so happened to like scope out this one random spot that was wide open. So we like looped around real quick and parked, and we're walking across the street toward the course, and literally just so happens like we couldn't even see it when we were driving. Man, 100 feet from like where we parked was just an entrance. So we're like, oh, cool. We'll just see if we can go in here. We thought we had to walk. We were told we were going to have to walk like 15 minutes. Like, sweet. So we walk in, and it's just the 13th tee box.
oh
And like they're
shit.
just
You're like
checking
right
people.
there.
Yeah, they're just like checking people in through this small little like random entrance. And we just walk in, and it's literally we turn left. And I posted this video in one of those posts. It's just the gala. He's just walking up to the tee and just ripping a driver down. And it's literally the first 30 seconds that we're in there. I was like, oh shit, just setting the tone.
So he's
And this,
setting the tone for the
oh
group.
yeah, yeah. And you got to think we're at the 13th tee box, so we're pretty into the course at this point, like already. You know, we're nowhere near the clubhouse, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, some of the first groups are just like uh, making their way through the back nine. So like we just kind of got in the thick of it, but there's not a lot of people around. So for the first couple of hours, you know, we were just kind of like moseying around like 13, 12, 11. And we started making our way to, you know, the clubhouse to meet up with some people for lunch. And yeah, it wasn't too packed. That's when we saw KJ Choi. Like, I mean, you can see we're right there, right behind the
You're
green. No
just
one's up.
throwing dollar bills
Yeah,
on like
dude.
five cart girls.
There's only like, you know, a handful of people really just sitting around this green, and we're just like watching like these guys come up, and there were some big names coming up too, and it was fucking awesome. Saw some really good golf. The thing that's insane though is like if you sit at a green or anywhere for that matter, but it doesn't matter what shot, but like for us, we were sitting behind, you know, the 11th green, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you just see these guys, like one group out after another, going after the same pin, and you just realize how good all these guys are. I mean,
Right.
there's
Just like every
three.
shot is like
Yeah,
stick,
it's
stick,
unreal.
stick,
Stick,
stick.
stick,
You're like,
stick,
oh
like
my
spin
God.
back. Like, dude, I'm just trying to hit a ball into the air and like have it go somewhere near a target. These guys are literally doing whatever the fuck they want with the ball. They're putting spin on it to the fact that they hit it past the pin. You're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then no, it just comes right back and it's like 2 feet from the pin. It's unbelievable how good these guys are. And that's what just it puts it in perspective for you. Because even when you're hanging out with your buddies and like every once in a while someone like rips a drive, hits something like 330, something like that. These guys, when they hit the ball, it just looks and sounds completely different.
Just whistles.
It's unbelievable. And the 10th hole has got a really cool tee box. The back of it's the clubhouse, so you have that beautiful view. To the left of the tee box, you have the 18th green. To the right of the tee box, and maybe like 100 yards down is the 9th green. But the 10th tee box just looks straight out, and it goes way down towards some water to this little like pond, and then shoots straight back up to this massive hill before it like lightly dogleg left to the green. And these guys are just mashing this ball, and it's just a beautiful view, and it's perfect.
Just watching the trajectory go flying like
it's
perfectly
just a
straight
perfect,
upward.
yeah, it's a perfect place to watch.
So
So
cool.
like, yeah, man, there's just so many cool holes there. There's so many cool little venues and like places to sit at and
So there's
see
like little
different
shops. There's
shots.
like little stuff everywhere when you walk around. There's kind of like little things everywhere, kind of as you walk around.
No, not really. I meant more so like, well, there are like some little like, there's tents for drinks and stuff like that, but
Vendors
there's
and
not really.
things.
Yeah, I mean, there's like certain little places that are reserved for like, people that are reserved. There's homes around, so a lot of like backyards are having parties, stuff like that. But we did go to the clubhouse. We were lucky enough to have some
Tell us about the
clubhouse tickets.
smoothie. I want the smoothie
Yep.
review for our final shebang at Good Lies. I want to hear.
So it's actually milkshakes, bro. You got to get that right because they take that shit seriously there.
Sorry.
No, it's the real deal. You got to take your hat when you go off. You got to tuck in and pull out. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's milkshakes, and I had a strawberry milkshake because I love strawberry, but they have vanilla and chocolate, and they're pretty damn good, bro. I mean, so the thing with the strawberry milkshakes for me is the strawberry has to be like real, like you got to have bits and pieces of it. Can't be that syrup. Like it's got to be the real deal.
Classy, real
and
classy.
UDF does a great job of it. UDF's unbelievable.
Professionals.
Love their shakes. But man, Muirfield Village Golf Club, man, they got it going on. I'll be honest. I definitely recommend some milkshakes
Beat
out
UDF.
there. I got a some way. Before I can answer that, some way we got to do like, I don't know how we do it or when we do it. We got to do a little shake off.
All right, we'll do a shake off. Brendan can't call it; it's that close. So we'll have to do it. We'll have to do a shake off.
I mean, they're dank.
UDF,
they're dank both ways.
Muirfield Golf Village shake. But that's insane, man.
The thing is
shake 1
also,
to 10.
though,
what was the rating? 10, 10? 10 out of 10?
I mean, I'd say it's about as good as you can get. Yeah, for sure.
10, 10.
Yeah.
You heard it there, folks. 10, 10.
I mean, I'm also the type of like reviewer that I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's not great, but I'm eating it.
Yeah, Brendan doesn't put too many emotions into his
yeah, I'm like, if it's edible, then like I'm still just, yeah, it's fine. I mean, a hamburger's a hamburger. I like chicken fingers, so Chick-fil-A or Cane's, I don't know, they're both chicken. I don't know how to do that voice.
Shout out to the
places
chicken that you just mentioned.
Because
clearly it needed to be mentioned.
Oh shit, yeah.
But to recap this all, we're excited about The merger? I honestly, I don't even know. I have to like
Yeah,
sleep
I
on
mean,
it
it's
for a
hard to
night
call.
and like think about it. But this, you got our like raw reaction, guys. We're releasing this podcast literally hours
Dude,
after this news. So you're getting it
raw.
as raw as you can get it opinion wise. Things will
We're
formulate
sorry.
afterwards and we might look stupid in the end years, but
We
it's
are
okay. We
stupid.
were
We
the
know that.
initial reaction. So you got to remember where the moment was. So
We know we're
don't
dumb.
hate us.
So no big deal.
Well, that's another episode of Good Lies Golf, B. I think that's it, man. I mean, that's pretty much wrapping up.
For sure. You playing this coming weekend?
So I am gonna play. I'm gonna get out there on Sunday morning early. Gonna get out there with a little Montauk Downs tee time.
Oh
and
man,
I'm gonna mic it the fuck
let's go,
up.
dude. Oh, I hope it's so sloppy.
You're
I know
about
it
to.
will be.
Oh no, I'm about to shoot a freaking 87. Okay, catch me outside. How about
Let's
that?
go. Let's go. I want a full review POV as much as I can see that. Share him.
POV. All right. And we'll catch you with another week of Good Lies Golf next week, guys. Enjoy.
Peace.
Cheers, B.